Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Bulldozer Power GT. I should say the triumphant Bulldozer Power GT, who have put back-to-back decent results together. Last race finishing up with both third and sixth place. Very nice. That's our second consecutive placement on the podium. Which is jolly delightful and more than a little surprising, given how poor the car is at the moment. But we'll get there. Anyway, we got a total income of minus $2 million. Pounds. Oh, flipping up, I'm playing pounds in the last race. Good. Zhang seems to think I'm keeping the books fairly well balanced. Zhang is a lunatic. Anyway, there we are. 5 million quid left in the show there. But it was Cheap Fandango who ended up in first, with Hitbone in second, and Stephanie Mori, a very respectable third place overall. In terms of the championship, that puts Mori in second after two races. And teams, well, we're in fourth, but we're tied for third, but we're only a point shy of second. Scanstrom, hopefully, will depart the championship at the end of this season. It'd be nice to see the back of them, frankly. Orlean AMR are our main challengers from below, and they're 7 points adrift at the moment. If we can keep up the momentum, then I think that we've got a great deal of potential this year for maybe a top 3 finish. I did promise that we'd finish in the top 5, and that certainly looks likely at the moment. Right, pit crew. We've got some new pit crew people available who we're not going to hire, and that's that dealt with. And then we head over to the mailbox here, and we get to the exciting bit. The cars both require fixing, but that's hardly news. Arnold Boycott seems to want an interview of some kind, so we'll do a bit of that. After needing to make some hasty repairs to Englehart's brakes in the pits, is it a sign you're not focusing enough on your car's reliability? Well, actually, Arnold, I have been focusing on it. My mechanics need to get their act together. No, doing a great job. Mechanics, great job. We simply need better funding. Zhang, yeah, more money, Zhang. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And I'll upset Zhang all day long because I know that every time we race, I'll get her back on board. The pit crew review: 4 pit stops in the last race. Fastest was 4.7 seconds. So that was a new record. Good work, pit crew. Victor Keller, hard-fought win for Fandango in Dubai. Fandango was definitely pushed to his limits during the race in Dubai, pulling off a number of daring overtaking manoeuvres. Yawn. We talk about... No. See, Mori gets a mention. This is a shocking state of affairs with regard to reporting these days. Right, let's go and have a look at a car. Now then, do we want to get a new part going? Let's check the sponsors. What have we got left here? 3 races before slot 2 opens up, and at the moment, that's a little bit of upfront and a little bit per race. Still quite a way out. If we're burning 2 million a race, that's 2.5 races before we're in the red. Oh dear. I think we might have to start being a little bit more aggressive with regard to the bonus payments that we chase. But even then, yeah. I don't know. Really? I mean, do you play to win or do you play to break even? We haven't got a massive amount more cash coming in. I could hit up Zhang, but I try and do that midway through the season. Maybe one more part this year before we wait for a cash injection of some kind. And where are we lacking most of all? What's this one? High-speed corners. No, that's a spec part. Medium speed corners. That's suspension. We are the worst on the grid. Okay, so 9th best. Yeah. Worst. Yeah. Worst. Okay, well, we've got the worst car. And that is going to hold us back. Now then, do we... Well, let's have a look. I mean, let's make an educated decision here. Right, what have we got? Suspension can be done quite cheaply. Engine is the most expensive. Engine arguably would make the most difference. but some hot damn kind of suspension would certainly go some way towards making things a little bit more, I don't know, cheerful. Yeah, I think our gearbox is... No, look at this. Look, our current best apart is original spec, although we're still running last year's engine as well. And that's... I mean, it's just going to hold us back. Driving talent alone is not going to make the difference. No, stuff it. We came here to compete, and therefore, that's what we'll endeavour to do. Right, okay, so we can have one of these, and those are both risky. Oh no. Well, this is going to be a rubbish engine. That's why I haven't done it yet. What are we talking? Performance is a bit better. We can reduce the red zone, which I'm not, because I'm not building a risky one. No, you can't make me. I'm not going to throw something on an engine that is likely to fall apart. So yeah, that would be what would get out the other side of it. Unlocks an additional good spot, which is probably what we'd do on the second engine block, were we to go again. What would we get out of that? Top speed? No. We don't get any improvement to max, and that's what you really want, because I can put the time into to getting it done. Right? Okay, just build the sucker, will you? There we go. Yeah, commit to it. Go big, go home, or go somewhere else. Right, okay, let's trot on. Right, cars have been fixed. Let's go and see what we're going to work on ahead of the next race. Scouting report, Henry Russo would be a low-quality driver. That's lovely, that is. There. Okay, good. Right, now then, I'm pretty sure I had some methodology with regard to who I was scouting. So here's all the drivers we scouted so far. Henry Russo's awful, but is he? Yeah, he's a pay driver. They'll pay you 239 grand a race if they're involved. Yeah, interesting. How much is it going to cost me to kill Engelhardt? I say kill. I mean kill. Yeah, give me Falco. Cost to break contract, 3.5 million quid. Okay. I've got him on a 32-month contract. Now, don't get me wrong, he is cheaper now than he was on his previous contract, but not by a lot. Now, I can make 100 grand simply by replacing Zhao Ting, our reserve driver. But I'd rather have the driver in the full shebang. No, we'll leave it for now. We'll try and rack in a couple more points. I think we'll keep it together. Right, improvement of the parts. What are we working on? Right, the original engine is up to 82. That's fine. The second original engine could do with a little bit more time as well. Original brakes there, fine. Right, let's start working up the performance. So the engine that we've got coming in is apparently a 155 top end. Yeah, that's a bit more like it, isn't it? And therefore, this one that's on 78% is what we should be working on. Okay, cool. Gearbox. Oh, I should have built a gearbox, because our gearbox is shocking. And suspension is... We've only got one good bit of suspension. We've got a set of brakes here. Let's put that into a bit of reliability and reliability. Yes. There you go. That's what we should be doing. Let's tweak the allocation of staff. We'll give Becky an additional team member to help her get stuff done. All of these reliability jobs are going to be done before the race. That's nice. How about that for now? Because we don't need to get the parts up to 100% reliable. Although that does then open up the opportunity to do some parts, some weight stripping. Actually, hold on. This gearbox needs effort. This is all just wretched. All right, let's drop these out. There you go. 6 days after the race, 18 days after the race. But that's working on performance, and frankly, you know, we've already got terrible performance. Good. Okay. Yeah, I've built another engine, despite the fact that actually, in engine sense, we're reasonably reasonable. Oh, hold on. Look at this. Can you see it coming? The telemetry center, friends, has been constructed. Ah, magnifico. Now, here comes the big question of, is that going to make any difference to us whatsoever? I'm not entirely sure where it lives. Presumably in the test track. Does it, though? No. New buildings, 4. No, it's not this. Upgrade buildings, 4. It's... Ah, there we go. Right. So this is going to help us with gearbox development. Brilliant. Good. I mean, all of this is fantastic if I can actually build a gearbox. But cash is pretty poor. All right, well, you know, it's progress is what we've got there. How are we getting on? 121, yeah, 55, 62, good. This all looks promising. I may even, let's rock all of these guys over here. Yeah, let's do that for now, and that way we've got something going on somewhere. Right, we've got an interview about potential Rio de Janeiro Grand Prix being added to the calendar. I'll accept the interview. Next week's GMA is all about Rio. Could you tell us your thinking? I'd love to see Rio in the calendar. There you go. That's a very categorical answer. Can you say for certain that replacing Beijing with Rio will be a good fit? There's always a sliver of doubt, but I am quietly confident. Okay, there you go. Jonathan there with the in-depth interviewing technique that we've come to know and love. Right, the new engine has been done. Let's go and have a look at it in a moment. Yeah, we've done that. Lisa, hello. GMA, boring. And then top end 155, not bad. Obviously the reliability is bad at present, but actually with 11 days to go till the race, it's not inconceivable that we get it up to performance spec. I know, steady on, hold your horses there. 15 days after the race to get that done. I think if we give it another 2 on the gearbox, and then we could probably make some changes there and make that happen. Let's whack the staff right away over there, and then see where we get up to. I've finished scouting another driver. That's exciting. I ought to get some more into the system here. All, yes, and then let's just there you go. Yeah, one more. There you go. Good. There you go. Very, very efficient. Totally thorough. Did we move forward at all? No, we didn't. Really. Let's keep going. Right, voting time. I do like a bit of a vote. Me, scouting report, Haley Hypnotode, whatever, and Alvaro. The vote is on. Okie dokie. It's hard to predict what change this will have. I'm in favour. Let's do it. There you go. We'll see how this turns out. People sometimes like to keep things the way they are. That's an abstention there. Yuma are against it. Okay, so it's currently 2-1. 3-1. All right, this looks like going the right way. It's 4-1. Right, okay, this is passing. That's all you need to know. Good, right, smashing. Okay, so Beijing is being taken out and Rio's being brought in. Super duper. Right, well, I look forward to all of that occurring, and because I don't think I've driven Rio under any of the race scenarios that we've done so far. Right, the gearbox is now at 75%. We'll drop that out. And then 8 days after the race, we'll have everything done. Maybe 1 or 2 more days on these brakes, and we'll focus on the engine only. I'd love to have it available for the next race. So we'll see. Hold on, someone had divorce proceedings. What's going on there? You really do need to stop a little quicker. There, news ticker update ticker. Right, okay, divorce proceedings. You might have heard already, but Falco's going through a divorce. Oh, dearie me. And that means his marketability is up, his morale is up, and his focus is down a little bit. Okay, good for him. Right, Alvaro, report on Munich. 29 lapper, 2.7, and there's a 40% chance of rain. Oh, yeah, flipping Nora. Scouting report, we've reported on Jack Snaggle's cook. And the scouting facility, I'll be quiet. Upgraded factory for Grand Slam Autosport. The upgrade cost them 8 million quid, which goes to show why other teams are doing so well. They've got money. I haven't got money. That's why they're doing better than me on everything. Right, how's the car? Let's talk to the car here. 59, and we've got 3 days to go. It's going to be just inside the wire if we get anywhere near it, from my perspective. But let's have a quick look and just make sure I haven't missed anything horrendous. Yeah, mid-70s is not ideal. We could go a little bit higher than that would be desirable, but mid-70s is better than what we had. Anyway, the GT Championship has reported back from Sydney, and it's Octavia Bean who comes away not only with the win, but with pole position bonus and the fastest lap bonus as well. It's Chill Blankowski in second and Anaconda in third. What that does to the championship overall is it pushes Bean out into first place, ahead of Plastic Swans and Richard Tate in third. No clear leaders at the current time, which is exactly as you want it, with Spartan MRT and Hammer AMR tied up there for the team championship. It's all very high drama. Right, 3 days to go until we head out to Munich. Hold on, we've got a mail from Jing, and I've already read the subject line. Anyway, pre-race preview bites from Munich. Cheat is talking big talk. He says can't see Maury making up too much ground in Germany. Oh, well, whatever. Bulldozer Powered GT. Let's talk about ourselves. Managed by Colonel Failure, expected to finish around 10th. 10th? Come off it! No. Anything other than 10th will probably raise the chairman's blood pressure. 10th? No, we can do better than that. You're extremely concerned about the team's finances, and there's still a long way to go. Go to your bank manager and say, hi, I run a Formula GT team, and I would very much like some more money to give to them. All right? Try that, Zhang. Because if you want decent results, it costs money. I can't do this on nothing. The drivers are expensive, and therefore they cost money. Right. Anyway, let's continue. Right, we're about to head out to Munich, so let's see where we actually managed to get up to. I don't think we're going to be there somehow. 82%. I take it back. We're there. Excellent. Oh, that's very good news. Right, let's drop you off that, and then we'll put reliability of this one, and what else? What else do we like? We'll get both gearboxes back in. I am going to build another gearbox. I think I have to, especially after putting a telemetry centre together. It doesn't make any sense not to put a gearbox together. Now that I've built the facility that actually allows us to do gearboxes. Of course, said facility is going to run us additional costs between races, but, you know, so be it. So 13th gets us 200 grand, 6th gets us 650. I think we've got to pitch for 6th. That gets us under the 2 million mark. It's just so painful. Right, let's tune up the cars here. Right, brakes for Steph. You've got those ones. You can have you can have slightly better brakes than you've had previously. The engine, the new Super Duper engine's good to go. That's nice. There we go. Switch those over as well. Reliability looks good on that as well. I'm expecting big things. The gearbox, we've got a choice between suck and suck more. Well, you can have suck and you can have suck more. All right, that's that dealt with. And then no change as far as the suspension is concerned. I want new suspension as well. Oh, dearie me. There's just no good news when it comes to the car or the bank balance. If it was just simply a case of continually developing stuff, that would be fine. But it's not, is it? It's all about actually having the money to be able to do that in the first place. And I don't have the money to be able to do that at all, which is delightful. Anyway, we're off to Germany, just outside the Black Forest there, or part of the Black Forest. Munich, Black Forest, same kind of region, bit of Bavarian action, and bit of a windy looking track, but that's okay. We like a windy looking track once in a while. Keeps us happy. Now then, when it's finished 6th, and I don't think that's likely. Nobody thought that was likely, and it's raining in practice. Good times all round. Right, okay, well, we've got Steph, Falco, there you go, you've got your cars. Right, what's the forecast? Rain, track only ever reaches kind of damp at the current rate. But I think we will probably... I think we'll probably stick intermediates on anyway, because it's raining. Okay, now then, what do we got here? Do we leave it alone, or do we just try and make it get... No, we'll leave it alone, and we'll wait and see where we end up. Put intermediates on. Water on track. Anywhere kind of middling. Well, at the moment it's dryish. You can go out on those because you're not even going to complete a lap. So we'll go with that. Steffo, more acceleration. You got it. In which case we're probably going to want to change the car balance there a smidge and all. Although we don't want to go too far with it. Because as you see, that's all going to impact acceleration. We'll just start with that and see how we get on. Mediums, you say? Intriguing. That's a choice to make. We'll do it. Okay, good. Yeah. Let's take the practice session. Right, Steph, out you go. Go on. Yeah, and you too, Falco. Go drive your little socks off. There. Look, see, I've remembered we've got hot camera action going on, and we do like some hot camera action. But there we go. It's Stephanie Mori. She's driving a car in that way that racing drivers often do. Right. Anyway, well, we won't hang around. Come back in as soon as you like, and we'll see what we get out of it. This makes such a difference, viewing the race from this kind of side-on angle. I think it makes it much more dramatic than the default angle. I wish I'd discovered that, 30, 40 videos ago. That would be nice. Now, whether we're going to be able to gauge anything extra from this, but I think what it'll allow us to do is just see the chase for victory a little more cleanly. Apparently Falco says that the handling's spot on. Okay. And actually Stephanie's pretty happy as well. But this is solidly good then. Right, the cornering's not great. Fine, we can work on that. But the handling's bang on. The speed balance is almost there. Just the cornering to tend to. So if we go towards lower speed, which presumably ties into the fact that she wants better acceleration, then that should do the do. Okay, well there's a little bit of tweakage we could do there, but you're going to need less subtlety there. Now, let's go back to setup. Right, let's move it that way significantly, and then we'll adjust us back into the realms of we like that. All right, let's try that. That looks all right. See how you get on. Right, how wet is it out there? Actually, it's going to start drying up, so we'll stay out on the tyres that we want to use during the race. Obviously, we're only in practice at the moment, so there's no. We're not committing to tyres right now. Right, cornering is awful. Okay, right. Well, we'll shift your ballast then. Understeer you need a little more of. That's what you've got there. And then the speed balance. Apparently speed balance is only okay. Maybe this means, well, let's take it out let's take it out to 25, which is where we got Steph's. In fact, I think she's on 19. And see how that improves things. If I need to fine-tune the handling, we will do later on, but I want to make some slightly bolder changes at the moment to see what we get out of it. Right, let's go follow Steph since she's already hit the track. Right, now if I can get this to a great, a great, awesome great would be absolutely ideal. That'll be more than sufficient to handle the race in. Because then you get into kind of really low percentage point differences after that, in my opinion. I'm basing that off absolutely nothing at all. That's just what I reckon, and as team manager, I'm allowed to reckon every day of the week. Right, okay, cornering is poor. Okay, all right, well, handling's still excellent, speed balance is still great. Okay, fine, good. Now then, what do we got here? So, it was poor. It's now poor. Do you want faster cornering? It doesn't. That doesn't seem to track alongside what you want from your speed balance. And shifting the weight further towards the front of the car. We haven't got much further we can go in order to keep the speed balance kind of in line with what you're after. So we'll go one more that way, and we'll see if it makes a difference. I don't really want to keep coming back in, given how close we were after the first attempt. Right, okay, and then Engelhardt. How have we got on here? Your cornering is also poor. Yeah, handling is cornering. I did say cornering. Alright, it was very poor, it's now only poor. So maybe low speed is the way to go. Maybe I've gone the wrong way. No, surely not. We're going the right way. Alright, okay. So, a bit more towards the oversteer and slightly more towards top speed. That's also interesting. Alright, well, never let it be said I don't listen to my drivers. Never let it be said. Whether I should listen to my drivers or not is debatable, but I'm doing it anyway. Right, yeah, okay, good. Acceleration. We had great where it was, and we've moved it back towards okay. Well, we can certainly tweak that. So if we head out that way some, that's both drivers with very similar setups now. And hopefully that'll do enough to make the difference. We'll follow Falco this time, because why wouldn't you? He's a nice lad. He's had respectable results. I mean, admittedly, he did crash the car, but I'm not really going to hold that against him since we managed a first place finish that weekend. But there's a lot about. Hold on, actually bring him back in again. Otherwise, you're just using up time. Now, regardless of what they've got, we're going to... they're both liking it. This could be... Right, okay, we've got okay, great, great. That's not good. You seriously want me to move the... you do want me to move the ballast further forward still. Okay, all right, well, let's move it as far as here. Maybe even there. And then we'll try and get this back in line with where you want it. On the handling side of things. So if we serious up the handling, how's that? Yeah, that's about right. Is it though? Is it about right? Yeah, it's about right. Speed balance, we need to tweak that as well. Although we're in the ballpark. Yeah, all of these have reported great, so I don't think we're going to get any better than that. I think we leave that alone. Right. Go out and put in a time, Steph, will you? Right, meanwhile, Falco is reporting that cornering is now good, handling is excellent, and speed balance is great. So if we look at the progression that he's made, that was very poor. That was poor. This is good. Let's go a bit further. Right, I mean, he is our backup driver, as it were, he's the insurance driver. He's to make sure that we get some kind of results out of things. Although, given that he's practicing on the speedy tyres, I don't know. No, let's call him the experimental driver. There you go. That's what we're calling him. Right, okay. 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes to go. Right, let's tell him to crank it, and we'll see what we get out of this. Right, Stephanie, come on in, talk to me. Show me what's hot and what is available and what's good. Let's get in for some close up camera zooming action. There's a bit of an overtake there. That's nice, but we are only in practice, so it's meaningless. Okay, Falco likes the tweaks. Fine. If you like the tweaks, you like them. Right, we're on our flying lap now, and here's where we find out what's going on. Everybody else has set their lap times on intermediates, whereas we're burking around with gripless tyres. So, we'll see. We'll see what we get. Right, what do you know? That's 1 and 2. We finished up on. Oh yeah, we're clearly the best drivers in the universe. Although I suspect that has more to do with the fact that we're using tyres that you can actually race with. That goes to show the difference in lap time from an intermediate onto a race tyre. And there it is. So there you go. That's practice done. They both feel relatively confident. We've got a great good from Engelhardt, and Maury probably something similar. It'll do is where we're going to go with that. That'll probably do. Really fast in practice, but it's ultimately meaningless. Now, over to the idiots, and Joshua C. Bulldozer Powered GT's PR just sent me a bag of goodies. Why? We can't afford that. Yay! D, great stuff. I hope you've got a bazillion followers there, Joshy. Motorsport with Michelle Dupont. There are a few slack jaws here in the press room about Bulldozer Powered GT's pace in practice. Very good job. It was the tyres, Michelle. One would hope you would know this. Falco Engelhardt can't wait for the rest of the weekend after that practice. After that, D-face, #good practice. Good. And then because he can't shut up, it feels like we've got a pretty decent setup figure today. Stephanie knows to keep her trap shut, because team management absolutely flipping hate it when you flap your gums with regard to the social medias. You're far better off just keeping your mind in your head. Right, okay, let's tweak them up here. Right, okay, qualifying trim, evidently, and soft tyres. There's zero debate to be had from anyone there. Good, right. We didn't get quite as much education in as I would have liked, but we got what we got. The handling and speed balance for Stephanie is absolutely bang on, and then we got a great on cornering as well. Speed balance for Falco could be a little better. Do we want to mess with it? Where's the best he's had? Right, that was great. If the speed balance just a little bit more accelerate-y, don't mess with it too much. Oh, yeah, no, that's about it. That's good. Yeah, good. Right, yeah, excellent. Confirmed. So we don't know what he thinks, but in theory, that should be slightly better performance than he's had before. If we can finish 6th here, we get 325k. Now, here's the big news, is that's more than we would have got for qualifying and race and finishing in 10th. So this is where it starts to feel like, maybe a sensible thing has been done here. Maybe. Do we want to weight strip? I don't think we do. Not at the moment. Or do we? Not at the moment. We might weight strip later on, but let's see how competitive we aren't. Right, okay, Steph, you're good to go. Tyres chosen. Make it happen, Steph. Just absolutely belt it, would you? Falco, no more changes needed for you. I've already tweaked your car. Frankly, those gear ratios feel awfully short to me. But you reportedly liked it, so you know, go with your emotions, man. Okay, here we go. So sponsor objective is 6th. We should make it past the elimination stage. I'd be very, very upset if we didn't. Can we get a less treesy angle here? There you go. We're driving with Falco Engelhardt because Stephanie doesn't like the pressure, so we leave her alone just to get on with it. Instead, we'll focus on Falco. Let's not forget that Stephanie managed to win a race where we weren't paying too much attention to what she was doing, at least until Falco crashed the car. Anyway, we're underway, and we'll see what we get out of this. I don't really want to do 2 sessions. 1 should be sufficient, and then we'll rock it through to the end of the session and see how we've done. Everybody's out on super soft tyres, as you would expect. The weather is lovely. Falco sets a new fastest sector 2. Interesting. Maury's in 137. Engelhardt 136. Ooh, that's big news. Engelhardt is faster than Fandango. He is hungry. He wants it a lot. Maury's not quite on the pace. 0.03 of a second behind her teammate, and maybe that's car setup, or maybe her performance is just not rocking it today. However you cut it, though, it looks like both drivers are going to qualify for the second set. Let's have a look. Yeah, Maury's not going to drop any lower than that, but Falco Engelhardt is the fastest man on the track. Well, he's the fastest anything on the track. I wouldn't have thought it possible, but obviously that tweak we made to his setup has made a profound difference on his performance. Either that or he just got lucky. But for whatever reason, that just happened. That was a thing. That occurred. We were here to witness it. Okay, well, if you can repeat that again, then it's 300 grand in the bank, and that would be lovely. Okay, good. All right, first session, a rip snorter of a success. Now then, if we cease your scrollage, please. We've got 200 odd hundredths of a second to play with. To stay in the top 6, which obviously is what we're aiming for. Right, on to qualifying 2, and given the chance, I think we might do a bit of a weight strip here to see if we can't get just a little bit more speed out of the team. Right, Steph, we're not weight stripping nothing. It's just going to have to wait for the race. Speed balance is excellent. Cornering could be a little better. Intriguing. I'm not touching it. I'm going to leave it go. We're going to say that it was a fluke first time round. So anyway, she's going out on the super softs. There is an argument to be made for going out on mediums, but we don't know what the start of the race is going to be like. And more importantly, because you're going to use up some of the life of those tyres anyway, you might as well go out on the fast stuff in order to then benefit and come in to get your replacement early, as you have to do. You're just triple great. You're not even awesome anywhere. Well, there's an unsettling feeling. Anyway, these are the tyres they will have to run in the race. So you know, let's focus on Steph and see if our attention being paid there makes a difference to her performance. Let's try and get. There's just too many trees on this track to get a brilliant angle going on, but we get some of a brilliant, and you know, unless I attempt to manually stick behind. No, it's just we're just not quite there, are we? There you go. This is the angle that gets us the finishing straight, which is the exciting one. Fandango's just stuck in a 136, which is pretty nippy. Whether we can match that or not, we will find out momentarily. Falco's just set a new fastest sector 1. Steph set a fastest sector 2. Then Falco beat her time. This is very impressive stuff. Mori 1368. Fandango 1363. Ooh, we're not quite on the money. Fandango is leading the way, but Mori has beaten out Engelhardt this time round. Okay, so be it. If we can stay in the top 6, that will give me a level of confidence that we need to hope that we can make our bonus money here. We really would like the bonus money. If it's all the same to you, the bonus money is important to the team, because it's what will allow us to continue to have a team. Now, I am reliably informed that one is permitted to run quite egregiously into their overdraft, which is nice, but at the same time, which we don't really want to do. Obviously, you're not buying anything new after you've run your overdraft, which is why I should buy a gearbox now rather than later. Anyway, it's Army Mule who comes out with the fastest time here. We've still got the 3rd round to go. I would expect to be seeing I would expect to see Fandango up in the chase there. But anyway, Jesus, Texera is out, Lazy Carl's out, Fuegas Manny, Jess Kickery, Julie Black and Cow all sitting out the final session. The good news for them, of course, is that they get fresh tyres from the get-go. So what do we got here? First session, 136. Second session, 136. But 300ths of a second slower. All right, okay. Steph, what did you do? You went faster in your second session. Well, that's the right way round. So good, I suppose. Right, okay, on to the 3rd session. It is still nice and sunny, which is nice and sunny. Right, okay, Steph, it's all on you now. We're going to need you to put in a belter of a performance here. Tyre choice, there we go. There's our qualified tyres. So let's get out there and make the money. Falco, same deal. Just go, man. Just drive it. Embrace the thing. Feel it. Ride your heart out. Right, we'll go 4 times because let's face it, a 3rd session of qualifying is no more exciting than the second session of qualifying. Except now we know that we're on the top, the top 10 in the grid, and my words are all over the shop. You're in, yes, the top 10, yes, on the grid. Thank you. Tyre temperatures are a bit low. Oh, buttocks! I forgot to turn them on. Oh well, you'll figure it out. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Maybe this will work out better. But what we don't have the luxury of is hosing this, because I want the money. I didn't push the warm your tyres up button. Oh, well, here comes the rain. This could make a big difference, because we're first out there. Mori 137, Engelhardt put in a 136. That's good. Anyone finishing after this is going to struggle because the track's going to get wet. Look at this. Oh my. Well, that's worked in our favour, and as it stands right now, Engelhardt's on pole. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, hey, I should have checked the weather forecast, but I do what I always do, and I just went out there. I was considering sending them out again, but look at these times. 8 seconds down for Hayes. Now Hayes isn't that slow. Oh yeah, you're going to go out on intermediates and try and put in a qualifying time. Good luck with that. So there it is. Engelhardt's going to start on pole. Mori is on the second row of the grid. We are Bulldozer Power, and we are very, very lucky. Well, that's terrific news. Engelhardt's first pole position of his career. He'll lose it before the first corner. Let's not get too carried away. But even so, that's a decidedly strong morale booster there. His time actually was no, it wasn't quite as fast as he did in qualifying 1. Stephanie, her third time wasn't particularly beefy either. So, the rain would have started just to bite as we went through there. So that's cool. Right, over to the moron boards, and it's Maria Duggett saying that Constanza Schutte is her hero. Seriously, awesome driver, cool car. Glad to hear it. Lacey Carlton, that was one of the hardest days I've had driving from the car to performance near the back of the grid, but tomorrow is another day. Yes, race day. Motorsport Chief Michelle DuPont, stunning quali lap. Don't do that. From Falco Engelhardt, but can Bulldozer Power GT convert it into a race win? Well, it'd be lovely if we did, but I'm not feeling it. Bishara Caton, Marshall GT are slower than slow, define the laws of physics, lol. Capital letters aren't a luxury item, Bishara. Then Channel 6 with Jonathan Winey. Clem Fandango sitting pretty at the top of the driver's standings. Can he make it to the top? You really love Clem Fandango, don't you, Jonathan? Because he didn't even finish in pole, and yet you're writing about him anyway. Motor Racing Magazine, Jiro Kagawa. If I were a team manager, I'd keep an eye on the weather today. Thanks, there, Jiro. And Lisa at the Gazzetta dei Motori. The drivers really love the back end of the track here at Munich. It's got a traditional. Nobody writes about Bulldozer Power. Nobody. Really? Okay, somebody did, but I've forgotten it already. It just feels like a man is out to stop us. Is out to just give us a bad time. Good. Right. Let's rig these cars. Team, I'm loving everything you've done so far. You've already made us 300 and some odd grand. So well done. Good work. Race trim, soft tyres. And for you, soft tyres wear more slowly, or the performance increase. We go with the performance increase. That they wear is an inevitability. How they wear is more important. Now then, weight stripping. We want the result. What's crucial? Not crucial is the engine and the brakes. Well, we've got some wiggle going on there. We can wiggle the engine down to 68. Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll wiggle that down to 69. Ooh, it's a little bit more chancy than I would have liked, but we'll do the same over here. We always leave crucial parts well alone, at least until I've got them over 90%. That's the goal. That's the dream. That's the objective there. 60 points of performance versus 20 points of performance. All right. It makes a difference. Maybe, possibly, hopefully, and hopefully the car doesn't fall apart in the process. The car setup, we're going to leave that alone. We've done well with it so far, and we're going to go with just out and out aggression from Falco from the get-go. Fuel burn, just shred it, man. Okay, Steph, we just want to keep you in contention to start with, but given that Falco's going from the front of the grid, it would make sense to me for him to do that. Now, we may only make that last a little while. We might ease it back quickly. I'm going to leave it like that, and we'll see how we get on. What's the forecast? So far, so clear. Okay, so up to first tyre change, it's going to be relatively clear. And here's your runners and riders. And on the front of the grid, it's Falco next to Frankie Trial. Behind them, Stephanie Mori and Clem Fandango, both of whom have poor form. On the third row, Army Mule and Vlad Marley. And then you've got Laszlo Hitbone and Constanza Schutte. In 7th and 8th. In 9th is Jim Kilmowski next to Ian Hayes. Then you get into the fresh tyre people, and it's Jesus and Lacey Carlton on the 6th row ahead of Fuegas, Manny and Jess Kickery. Then in 15th place is Julie Blackencout next to Henry Wellington, and then Henry's teammate Jay Blackencout is in 17th with Duncan Disorderly in 18th. And then on the back row of the grid is Tallulah Crouton and Jeff Kickery. So here we are on the grid, and I'm very excited. And let's see if Engelhardt can push it from the get-go. Well, he's held position, and Mori is chomping at the bit there in third. Looks like she wants to get past Trial. Well, she does. That's how we're going to win the race. Let's move to an aggressive angle here. That looks quite nice. Doesn't necessarily give you the best idea of spacing, but yeah, Engelhardt's aggressive manoeuvres to begin with are starting to spread things out, even if only gently, at the start point of the race here. But he is in the lead, and that's where we want him to stay for as long as possible. Now I'm making a mental note at this point to check the weather, because the weather is going to play a big factor in this race. If we get rain at any point, it could all change dramatically, jolly quickly. Right, now then, we're going to ease back on Stephanie's tyre strategy there, because we want her to be able to stay out an extra lap. We're going to bring Engelhardt in early, who's done a terrific job at holding off Trial, who's been trying to get past him, even using the turbo booster. You can see we've got another driver here. That's Mule, who's obviously used their electro boost early on to try and make some play. But they haven't made any play. No play has been made there, as Engelhardt fends them off mightily from first place. He's treating his tyres like he hates them, and treating the engine with a similar level of disdain. We'll drop his tyre use back just a touch in order to keep that looking a little bit more frisky. Anyway, his tyre's on 48%, whereas Steph is on 53%, but her tyres aren't actually that warm, so we'll give her a little bit more aggro here. Engelhardt still in first place as we hit the third lap there. Mori now back in seventh. Well, okay, this is maybe not Mori's weekend, but there is still a lot of race to come as Engelhardt activates his afterburners for the first time in the race, spreading things out a little. He's got half a second over Trial at the moment. We're not going to lead for long. First pit stop rolls around, and obviously we're going to drop back significantly. But the early showing is that Engelhardt has got something. And what he's got is the lead. If we can lead for 4 or 5 laps, that'd be super duper, because after that he's going to have to come in. In fact, we should probably look at pitting him this lap, just in order to make that work as well as can be expected. Right, weather forecast is remaining dry. So, do we go out on the speedies? Or do we go out? I think we'd put a medium set on, because where are we? We're on lap 5. I hate all of this pause and reflect nonsense. It just feels unrealistic. However, I am accelerating time, so we can see that as a thing maybe. Right. So what are we going to do? Do you want to go out on the fastest tyres? You are the faster driver, but I think a session on medium is the smart way to play this. So let's do that. Please be right. The parts all look absolutely fine. The recharge we won't bother with. We will go fast, despite the fact it's a little risky. I didn't swap my pit crew round. Oh, well, we'll see how this pans out, won't we? Yeah, we'll see if Engelhardt can hold it together to get round into the pits. As Steph is having a big problems trying to hold position right now. Tell you what, murder tyres for the last couple of corners, and then come on in. There we go. I did press the button. Okay, good. For a moment there, I pondered whether or not I had pressed the button. And we're coming in. Falco coming in. He's currently in 4th, but that's okay. Is anybody else in? Doesn't look like it, as we pay attention to Stephanie Mori, who we're going to pit this lap. Good, excellent work. It means that we're not going to have any issues vis-a-vis queuing in the pit lane, which is something we always want to avoid, but rarely avoid. Should we go back out on softs again? Yeah, we'll try a different strategy. Largely because that way we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. Parts all look good. Battery looks fine. It'll be what it is. Engelhardt rejoins the race in last place, 10 seconds behind Wellington, but obviously he was first man in. Mori there dumping another place. She's just not getting it done. Tyres have lost the majority of their grip, but she's in right now. And she's not alone either. We also have, who is this? Trial and Mule are also in for tyres. And Mori comes out 6 seconds behind Engelhardt, who is currently beating his tyres to death with a stick. So we'll tell him just to ease off a little on both tyres and fuel. He'll do okay, but we need to make those mediums last. There's a reason we chose medium tyres, and that reason is because they're medium tyres. They should last a little longer. If we get very lucky, the next pit stop will be somewhere in the region of the rain starting, but there's no certainty in Formula GT. More drivers pitting now. Marley, Schutte and Hayes are all coming in. They've come out on mediums as well, so it's only Mori and Mule that have opted to go for the faster tyre after their initial pit stop. It's too soon to tell whether that's the right move or not, but we'll switch over to Engelhardt, who is just ahead of those two who are currently battling it out. We'll get him to ease off on the tyres for a little, just to avoid murdering them unnecessarily, but we'll stick that back on fairly soon. And he's now up to 10th place. It's Texera who is currently leading ahead of Manny and Disorderly. They opted to start the race on medium tyres. Kickery, who did the same along with Black & Cat Wellington and the other Kickery. Both Kickeries went mediums to begin with, and they'll all be in. Well, Crouton and Black & Cat will be in soon, and then we'll be everybody after one stop. Here you go, the first two coming in now. Engelhardt will easily sail through there into first, so he's actually managed to maintain his pole position on the basis of he's the fastest driver out there who's had 2 stops, and Mori actually is in second. Okay, colour me surprised. That's the colour that I wish to be sporting. Well, Engelhardt is he's playing a blinder. He's 4 seconds ahead of second place, 5 seconds ahead of third, and shows no sign of letting up at the current time. Well, that's very exciting. Yeah, I mean he's hanging on in there. He's getting it done. What a drive from the German. And if to make things more exciting still, he has been closing down Kickery, who has yet to come in. Now, obviously, Kickery is one of the slower drivers on the track, but even so, that's nice, isn't it? Isn't that nice? Right, well, yeah, everything at the moment is going worryingly decent. Still no sign of any rain. Yeah, okay. Well, this is currently our race to lose. We're not in Toulouse. We're in Munich. There you go. Couldn't resist that one. But that's why you watch, because you know that if a gag is available, I will be taking it. And it is Falco Engelhardt now 15 and a half seconds off the front of the grid. Still got half his life left in the tyres. Mori, however, has completely murdered the tyres that she's got on, as we have Kickery coming in to the pits for a bit of mechanical work, as Engelhardt now moves into the top 6. That's lovely. He's actually only going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 laps more than the drivers who have to come in, and his tyre temperature is off a little. This is quite nice, actually, having a track temperature that is such that allows you to be a little bit more brutal deluxe with regard to your tyre treatment. Steph's tyres are a bit too warm. We'll ease her back. She is defending against cheating Fandango. Engelhardt, come on, you need to make a move here, son. Come on, get past this joker. Being held up by a kickery, and that's going to allow the other two drivers behind him to close in, unless he can do something. He's off on the verge there. Come on, overtake. It's one of the fundamentals of being a racing car driver, is that you need to overtake. Maury needs to come into the pits. She's had enough on those tyres. We'll put her out on medium. Check the weather. Weather still looks fine. Fuel options, 8 laps after the... it's 15 laps left to run. We'll get her enough fuel to last the race here. So that's what, 16.8. That'll get her through to the end of the race. 18 will definitely get her through. Purely because I want my drivers to still have the luxury to be able to absolutely cane it if they see fit to do so. Engelhardt really struggling to get past Kickery, has now done so, and is third on the track. Second on the track, Disorderly is still the only driver out there who hasn't come in. Hold on, what's that? It looks like he just picked up a penalty as well. So Disorderly's afternoon is done. And Fandango still has a heck of a lot of life left in those soft compound tyres, and that's upsetting. It's Disorderly. Yeah, Disorderly's coming in with some kind of technical problem. Engelhardt has 2 seconds over the matey boy Fandango. We're going to have to bring him in. I think we might have to go out on mediums again. The grip is going to increase further still. The weather is looking absolutely dandy. So we bring him in. Now, what do we... we've got 15 laps left to go. 14 laps left to go. You're not going to get 14 laps on these tyres. You're just not. You might get 14 laps on these tyres. If we stay out one more lap, then we're talking 13 laps there. I still don't like it. I just don't like it. Yeah, and we've got to plan for 2 stops rather than 1, right? You've got to plan for 2 stops rather than 1. Okay, soft tyres. All right, fine. And if we're doing 2 stops, then I want this next one to be relatively breezy. So we'll go with 9 laps of fuel, and then that last stop is going to be a splash. Now the thing is that going to be faster to do 2 fuel top-ups, knowing that we will be faster on track, or is the better bet to only connect the fuel hose once? I think it affords us a lower likelihood of pit crew messing it up. Yeah, that's the smart play. A little bit of a concern over the gearbox. There's not a lot we can do about that right now. I'm certainly not going to fix it. That makes absolutely no sense at all. Not while the performance is as strong as it is currently. So Engelhardt coming in for his second stop this lap. He's losing time to Fandango all the time, but Fandango does have the faster tyres. We know already he is a superior driver, and we know his car is better. We know an awful lot about the fact that he cheats. Right, juicing the car now, and we're away. So we're currently out off target, but that's fine. We're the first 2 drivers into the pits, which is not a good sign to be in this early. Army Mule has come in as well, so that's maybe a little more reassuring. And Steph is now out on the harder compound, softer, tirey, rubbery goodness, and she's in 18th. So we're now just waiting for drivers to come in, and it's going to be Fandango to come in next by the looks of it, along with Carlton will be in momentarily. And there you go, see? is coming in right now. Okay, well, this is that tricky mid-session moment, and you need to ease down on your tyres there, Tiger, because otherwise you're going to roast them, and we need them to last for a bit. I want 6 or 7 laps out of them before you come back in, and then after you've done that, you can have some new ones, and you can go and you can excommunicate them as well. Right, Hitbone has taken pole as Fandango comes in. It'll be interesting to see whether Fandango is going to be taking on fuel. Looks like Fandango got out without fuel. The gap that he's pulled out, 1.2 seconds now ahead of Engelhardt on the track, which means he's probably not taken quite as much fuel and possibly made a little bit more headway while having the lead to himself. But that's fine. It's absolutely fine, because we want to we're all about finishing at this stage. Tyres are still looking a little on the warm side for Engelhardt, so we'll ease him back some, because those tyres need to hang in there for a little bit. If we're going to come in again, I think lap 25 would be the time to do so. Alternatively, can we last the race? No, is the answer to that. I think if you try and stay out after just 2 stops, I think Fandango probably will do. He's gone out on mediums and is quite likely to stay out for the duration now, I suspect. Didn't take on much fuel, but we've done our fuel stop now, so there's that. Both my drivers now into the, beg your pardon, Engelhardt's into the top 10. We're going to be seeing Wellington and Kickery coming to the pits pretty soon. Hayes as well is the driver currently in 9th and will also be coming into the pits. Engelhardt's tyres looks okay, but he is going through them faster than the likes of Texera, Blackencout and Kickery, because he's reasonably close to that. Hitbone is also has moved up significantly. Clearly got past a whole bunch of stuck drivers there. So Fandango and Hitbone are ahead of Engelhardt on the track. Maury is 2 seconds behind. Both my drivers out of the top 6 right now. Blackencout still to come in. Manny will definitely be coming in. There's a lot still to happen up front. Now these drivers that are coming in for the pits now, they won't be stopping again, which means that my 3rd stop is going to sink my battleship. Probably, virtually certainly sink my battleship. Right, we're going to put Steph onto a conservation regime with her tyres. She's got 6 laps to go, 19% before she hits the red line. No, I don't think that's going to work, is it? I don't think that's going to work at all. In which case, go the other way with it and brutally murder them. I honestly couldn't tell you at this stage what the right manoeuvre is. We desperately want 6th to just for the bank balance purposes. It's not about race performance now. This is all about money, and 6th has to be done. It's Fuegas Manny, only 1 stop for Manny so far. Manny's going to get through the race on 2 stops, and Engelhardt is reporting problems with a gearbox. Oh, that's super. Alright, I'm buying a new gearbox. Firstly, the one we've got's not very good. Secondly, it's broken. Right, okay, well, the state of play now, lap 25, is that Engelhardt's tyres are right on the edge. We have to bring him in, and hopefully we don't have to do any work on the car at the same time. Fuel we don't need to do anything with. Part condition, we chance it and hope it lives. There we go. Yeah, that's all we can do. It's going to be a quick stop. But the fact that we're making a 3rd stop is really going to hurt. Army Mueller's already stopped and has put on medium tyres, which is a mad decision to make, given that there's only 4 laps of the race still to run. Murray's going to get one extra lap over Engelhart, but as you can see, she's already was right on his tail as he came in. She's going to have to come in this lap, though. Her tyre's not looking any better. Again, no changes to be made. Parts, they're all on the edge, but they are still in business. So provided we don't have a catastrophic pit stop there, you never know. Right, that puts Engelhart in 12th. Now, looking at the drivers still to pit, Murray we know's coming in, so that's 11th. Manny maybe goes the distance on those medium tyres. Hitbone maybe stays out with what they've got. Marley is likely to stay out, maybe, although they'll be losing time. Disorderly will probably come in. Trial will probably come in. Carlton will definitely come in. It's going to be very close. Murray's back out in 9th, so Murray now the faster of the two Bulldozer driver power team cars. This is going to be close. We can be more aggressive. Both drivers complaining about part quality. All we need is 3 drivers to come in. Just 4 drivers to come in. 4 drivers. We need 4 drivers to go. And there's Manny. Manny's coming in. Such a shame because Manny had driven an excellent race to that point. Managed to get back out in 4th. So actually, it's not so bad for Manny at all. Flager's done very well. Now then, what's it going to be? Can we ease our way? We were predicted to finish in 10th. I don't want to finish in flipping 10th. 10th is not where I want to finish. Right, hit the burners there, and you possibly want to ease back a little, but give it everything you've got. Couple of laps to go. We could close it if we can take Black and Count. Murray goes through now. That's a good first move. Is anybody going to come in? Both Hitbone and Marley are on tyres that can barely be called tyres, but we're on the final lap. It's not going to happen. We might have to settle for 9th. Oh, I'm upset. Murray's charging now to try and close down 8th, which is Frankie Trial, whose tyres will be about dead. 3rd pit stop, that's what killed us. Should have gone double mediums. There we go, Murray's through, that's good. Engelhart immediately behind her, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. A reasonable charge to come back again. And, yeah, 8th and 9th overall. A little disappointing. We did well out of qualifying to make some money back, but it was 3 pit stops killed us. 3 pit stops killed us. Yeah, such a shame. Now, I mean, maybe, let's say Fandango loses out because he cheated. It has been known to happen. And then maybe 1 more driver or 6 more drivers also get penalised in some fashion. Maybe we do all right there. But yeah, I mean, look at Kilmowski. He's out on 3 sets of soft tyres. Now, remember, he didn't have to start on the completely budget tyres that we did. If we'd have managed to stay out a little longer at the start of the race, 1 more lap could have made a difference, because we only got 3-4 laps out on those tail end towers. Towers? Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing because we were doing reasonably well there, but yeah, it was that 3rd pit stop that absolutely hammered it for us. So a soft medium might have been the way to go on that front. Disorderly picked up a drive-through penalty. Sucks to be him, I suppose. What else? Anything else? No, just that. 2 symbols, 1 penalty. That's where it is. 8th and 9th overall. So be it. However, Murray, beg your pardon, Engelhart got a pole position bonus and the fastest lap bonus. Well, what a flipping stud muffin. Good show. Anyway, that puts the championship standings. Stephanie Murray drops to 3rd, but Engelhart moves up a bit. Now in 7th. Overall, that's going to do good things for the team, which establishes us very closely in third, very cleanly in third, but reasonably close to second. We're only 7 points adrift of Grand Slam Autosport. So, there's positives to take away from this, even though on the day it didn't go quite to plan. On the more on board, Sasaku Nakagoshi, career tips for Alexa Smith: 1, retire; 2, retire; 3, admit that Scanstrom GT. Oh no, shut up. Jiro Kagara at Motor Racing Magazine, great drive from Clem, yeah. And Gustav, yes. Clem Bloom, yeah. Clem, yeah, whatever. A double good showing from both Scanstrom drivers, and we're looking forward to them leaving this championship. So there you go. That's going to wrap it up for this time around. Not our best result of this. Well, obviously not our best result of the season, but certainly sufficient to keep our aspirations in line with potentiality. Let's say. Yes, we're totally in line with potentiality. That's a thing that we are in line with. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. This series exists because of your fine support. Thank you very much for continuing to back the channel. I'll be back next week with the next race in the series. We've got what's the new unlock we've got there? Pit Stop Guru. Jolly good. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.